Rehab isn't the only option. In fact, most of my clients never needed it. They broke the cycle and rebuilt their lives. Hi, I'm Luke Worsfold and I've helped hundreds of functioning professionals like you stop the spiral without stepping into rehab. Now, I'm not just an addiction counsellor, I've lived it too. I was stuck in the same loop you're in now for years. And what turned things around wasn't rehab, it was something far more effective for high performers like us, which I'm about to share with you. So if you ever thought, I'm not bad enough for rehab, but I can't keep going on like this, then this video is for you. Why rehab isn't always the answer. Look, here's what I want you to know straight away. Rehab isn't always the answer. And I say that as someone who's worked in rehabs, been through the struggle myself, and now helps people like you every day. Probably holding down a job, maybe you got family, business, responsibilities, and from the outside, your life looks fine. But inside, you're quietly stuck in a cycle you can't seem to break. Drinking more than you want to, maybe even using something sometimes to take the edge off. You're high functioning, but you're done pretending this isn't a problem. And when things get that bad, the first thing people say is, you need to go to rehab. But I want to tell you the truth. Firstly, rehab isn't a magic fix. People walk into those places thinking they'll come out 28 days later with their life sorted. But recovery doesn't work like that. It takes time to learn how to handle the stress and the emotions and the triggers that show up in your real life. I've had so many clients saying, why didn't anyone tell me that before? Because most rehabs ask for 30, 60 or 90 days. That's full-time commitment. And most clients can't just vanish from their life for a month or two. You've got meetings, teams, kids and people depending on you. And let's be honest, you probably don't want everyone at work knowing what's going on because there's still stigma there, and that's real. And you don't want to risk losing your career over what's been going on with your drink. So there's also the cost, which is important to mention next, right? That could be 5k a week, which is 20k minimum for 28 days. And I've seen clients put that all on a credit card or borrow money from family. One guy I work with spread it over 5 credit cards only to relapse a few weeks later. Now he's battling the addiction and the debt. And there's also something that no one really talks about, which is that in rehab, people are at different stages. You could be sitting next to someone who's detoxing from heroin while you're just trying to sort out your drinking. And that group dynamic doesn't always help. It can also feel like you don't belong. And also most rehabs work on the 12-step module, which is great for some, but not for everyone. Some clients don't connect with the spiritual side of the 12 steps. One even told me, I paid 20k to get told to go to free AA meetings, which doesn't make much sense. And even if you make it through, what happens after? That's what I call the rehab whiplash. When you step out of the safe bubble of rehab straight back to your old life, same stress, same people, same triggers, except now you're raw and you're not sure what to do next. Most rehabs don't offer much aftercare, they just say, good luck out there, and that's kind of it. And honestly, I think there's a better way. A way that works around your life and not against it. One that doesn't pull away from your responsibilities, but helps you face them with strength, clarity and control. That's what we're going to talk about in a second. But I want to say quickly, if you want more videos like this that cut through the noise and actually speak to your situation, hit subscribe. This channel's here for people like you, and each week we're going to be releasing more videos that are packed with value and content. The cycle you're stuck in and how to break it. Alright, let's get real for a second. You know that feeling when the stress builds up? Work's been mad, maybe there's been tension at home, you're running on fumes, and there's a pull. That thought creeps in, I just need a drink, or a line to take the edge off. That's not weakness, that's the cycle you're stuck in. And here's how it usually goes. First you have a trigger, then a craving, then the justifications, then you use your drink, then the guilt hits you, you promise to stop, and it repeats. Does that sound familiar? That's the exact pattern I've seen hundreds of clients be in and that I've lived through myself. So you're not alone. And most people don't even realise they're in the cycle until they hit a wall again and think, why can't I get this under control? So let me tell you something that might surprise you. It's not willpower, you're not broken, you're just operating from a loop that's running in the background completely on autopilot. That's why just trying to cut down or be good this weekend never lasts. You're trying to outrun a pattern that you haven't even clearly seen yet. Now, there's a moment, that second before you pour the drink or hit the pub, that most people miss. And that's the exact moment where change becomes possible. Because real recovery starts when you bring that cycle out of the dark and into the light. And in week 1 of our addiction counselling program, Addiction Control, that's exactly what we do. We've got a worksheet called Your Mental Map, where we actually track and loop out and map out this in your life. We map out your triggers, your cravings, and how you justify it and the stories you tell yourself. And for the first time you'll go, oh, that's why I keep ending up here, and it'll click for you. Like one of our clients, let's call him Dan, he was a recruitment consultant. High earner driven, always on, and he thought he had a Friday night problem. But once we mapped out his cycle, he saw that every time he hit the monthly sales targets, the pressure dropped. And that's when he binged. Not when he was stressed, but when he could finally relax. And that insight alone changed everything for him. So if you listen to this and thinking, that's basically me, you don't need to keep the cycle going. You can book a call and let's get a plan for you that fits around your life like we did for Dan. Now this isn't fluffy self-help, it's about interrupting the pattern so you can finally make different choices. That's where tools like CBT and mindfulness come in. CBT, or cognitive behavioural therapy, teaches you how to catch the thought before it turns into a craving. Stuff like, I've had a crap day, I deserve a drink. We challenge that and rewire it. And mindfulness? That's just learning to slow things down enough to see what's really going on inside. You feel the cravings rise, and instead of reaching, you learn how to ride the wave. Start to notice the moment before the moment. And that's how you go from I'll stop tomorrow to actually being in control. What to do instead? Let's talk about what actually works. For most functioning professionals, it's not rehab. It's a structured one-to-one process that fits around your life, not against it. Most of my clients can't just press the pause button on everything. You've got work, a team that counts on you, maybe kids or a partner. You can't just disappear for 30 days. Truthfully, probably don't want to. You want to handle this privately, get control back, and keep showing up for the life you've built. That's exactly why I created the Addiction Control Program. It's an 8-week structured step-by-step process. You get video training, worksheets and private sessions with me or one of the team, counsellors who have been through it just like I have. It's designed specifically for functioning professionals like you. That means no group therapy, no fluff and no judgment. Just real practical tools that actually help you change. Let me give you an example. One of my clients, let's call him James, he ran a construction business. Great guy, smart, but his drinking was creeping into the week. He'd always kept it to weekends, but lately he'd catch himself opening a bottle on Tuesday night just to take the edge off. Then it became Wednesday too, then Thursday. He didn't need rehab, but he knew he needed help. So he started with week 1 and mapping out all of his cycle. He realised work stress wasn't the trigger, it was the loneliness after his wife took the kids to her mum's for a week. That's when it kicked off. It was the opportunity. So we talked it through and we built a new plan and all the coping tools we put in place for him. By week 3 he was handling the same pressure without drinking. By week 6 he was going to sober events and actually enjoying himself and not feeling like the odd one out. He didn't quit his life to get well, he got well inside the life he already had. That's the difference. We look at your patterns, your triggers, and we build a plan for you. Whether you want to stop completely or just want to get to a place where you can take it or leave it, we tailor the process to you. It's discreet, private and flexible, and if you've got a lunch break, a quiet evening or an hour in your car, you've got time to do this. And the best part, you're not doing it alone. You've got someone in your corner who gets it, who's been there, who's walked through it, and is now helping others do the same. That's what we do, and that's what works. If you're ready to stop the spiral without rehab, without group sessions, without giving up everything you've built, let's talk. This isn't about quitting your life, it's about taking back control inside it. So click the link below to book your free consultation and we'll walk you through what's really going on, map out a personalised plan whether you want to cut back or stop completely. No pressure, just a path forward. I'll only take on a few clients each month as well, so if this resonates with you, don't wait. Hit the link below and I'll see you on the call.